Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another week of TCG News. Once again, apologize for going back to the normal sort of non-cool setup here for the news. Hopefully starting next week it'll be back to sort of the consistent, nice looking news. This is the last week, at least for a while, hopefully for me, of working a dumb amount. So I should be going back to having a little bit of extra time in order to do the necessary amount of effort to do stuff like green screen and making my computer render that for a stupid amount of time. But yeah, so getting into the news. Well, before we get into it, as always, if you guys are looking for forcible singles or sealed product, including the new set, Awakening of the Ancients, be sure to click the link in the description below for Happy Little Hug Factory. And also actually some news on Happy Little Hug Factory is as I had mentioned before, they have Caster Chronicles. They had the Star Deck, which you guys actually bought all of the Star Decks out. They are actually going to get more of those. So if you go and click there, it actually has the back order button, and you can click on there so that you have a better chance of getting into the Star Deck, or guaranteed chance of getting the Starter Deck when they get those back in before they probably inevitably sell out again. So make sure you click that. If you want to still get the Caster Chronicles Starter Deck, they will be getting more of those in. And then obviously they have the pre-orders for the booster box, which comes out later this month. I did a box opening of the Star Deck if you guys want to check that out. It was pretty cool. I had some thoughts on it as well, but I'm pretty excited for the booster box when that comes out as well. They also did something really cool. They now are carrying pre-constructed pauper decks that they sort of put together deck lists, and in conjunction with Oscar and Joey sort of help make sure that the deck lists were balanced, not too strong or anything like that for battling against each other. They each come with basic ruler as well as the regular ruler. For example, the Panda deck comes with Treasure Hunter Fierca, I'm not sure how you say the name, as well as Tigress, and they all come with a energized token. And he wanted to emphasize it's not like a crazy super cool, I mean, it's a cool energized token, but you know, it's sort of an average token as far as quality and all that, but it's something that'll get the job done for getting your energized. And they come with relevant dice. For at least Panda comes with 5 different D10 dice that are each a different color. And the Shayla deck comes with let me double check what it was, a D8 dice for electricity counters, as well as a Rain Thunderstorm token. And then the Elemental deck just comes with the energized tokens, since it doesn't need to keep track of anything else really. But they're only $10 each, so I highly recommend if you wanted to get into Pauper, or if you have a friend who wants to get into the game but doesn't want to spend a lot or anything. This is a nice, easy way to get into it, not too complicated. Drop $10, you get everything you need to get started. So yeah, I thought that was a super cool idea. So, and just make sure you click that link in the description so they know we sent you over as well. So, getting on to the next point of news, which is just real quick letting you guys know in case you missed it, is that Spoilers has started. I mentioned this before, but we thought there might be a pattern to it, and so far I can't personally tell what the pattern is. Some days they release 1 card, other days it's 2, other days it's 5. We're not sure what the pattern is, and also it's not being released simultaneously. So other countries and languages are releasing them at random times, and the English comes at this would happen occasionally with old Spoilers, where we release another language like sometimes an hour earlier or something like that. And it never felt like it was too big of a gap, but this is just like sometimes full day or 2 apart of the different Spoilers and all that. So I'm not quite sure what the rhyme and reason is for these spoiler releases, but as such, our videos obviously are not being consistently released. We're waiting for stuff to stack up, and then we do a video about it, so we're not doing a video on 1 card a day. With those spoilers, they also randomly did a day where they revealed their promos, like pre-release and all that, and it was all cards that haven't been spoiled yet, so they were essentially spoiled through the promos, which I thought was pretty interesting. I don't remember that ever being done before. It probably has, but so they revealed the Buy a Box promo, which is pretty cool looking. They have a pre-release promo, a buy 2 box promo, and then the pre-release playmat, which I actually really like the look of this pre-release playmat. But the buy 2 box promo was interesting because how that's going to work. Obviously they have to go back to just sending loose promos through distributors and hoping they follow through, which worked not very well last time they did this. So hopefully maybe they figured out a good method of doing this. Does this mean also that the buy a box promo is no longer inside the box, which has been super nice? I would assume not, because there's no reason to change that up, but it is kind of weird to have a buy 2 box promo instead of a promo maybe in a buy a case or something like that. And so hopefully it's not anything too weird. They're not doing anything too silly. We'll wait and see, but I'll keep following that and update you guys as we go as well. On our podcast, if you guys watched it, we're doing a giveaway of new Valhalla Star decks. Happy Little Hug Factory supplied us with 3 new Valhalla Star decks. So each week in the podcast, we're going to give away 1 different new Valhalla Star deck. We already started with last week, so we'll have 2 weeks as well. The giveaway goes until Sunday for you to enter in, and then we announce the winners on the podcast and move on to the next one. So if you guys want to enter that, just go click on the podcast, and we talk about it at the very beginning usually, and in the description is how to enter and stuff like that. So it's only for continental US members, but I want to mention that here in case you guys aren't watching the podcast but want to be entered in that contest. And big thanks once again to Happy Little Hug Factory for supplying those. We also got an update on Willpower Rewards. So we actually hadn't heard about this in a long time. If you guys don't know, Willpower Rewards, we had gotten the reward cards for that back in December or November, somewhere around there. And then it was announced that the Willpower Rewards were going to end at the end of December. But you had until then to enter in as many codes as you could. And there's going to be a second set of completely different reward cards that were going to be sent out. And then obviously, for very obvious reasons, we haven't heard anything about that, period. And so a gentleman from the Force of Will Global group, Ryan Dempsey, emailed them, and he actually got an email back. And they said that they will be starting to send Willpower Rewards in the middle of April. So that's pretty surprising, because we're in April right now, and the middle of April is coming up in a week. So that's surprising to hear that they're going to be sending out Willpower Rewards in 1 week, but we don't know what they are, how many we're getting, what the different tiers are. We literally have no knowledge of this, and if it wasn't for this email, we wouldn't even know they were going to be sending these out in a week. So that's an interesting thing not to communicate with us, because that's just straight up advertising and stuff like that. So I'm curious what those will be. Hopefully we'll find out what they are, or maybe we'll just be surprised when they come up at our door and we are like, oh, they're whatever, insert some sort of cool card here. But yeah, so I'm curious what those will be. And yeah, it's nice to know that they are actually coming out, because that was the worries that they were just going to scrap that Willpower Rewards that were promised in general, since I'd assume they weren't obligated to do it, but I guess also they were probably well into production of them, at least for commissioning the art and all that, by the time Jeff and all of them shift out of the company. So it makes sense that they'd still be going out. We also got our first look at the imagery and crypto spells. So if you guys missed it, My Will Studio is the studio run by Easy and Jeff, and they have ownership of the IP for Force of Will art and all that stuff, and so they are leasing the art, or however that works, to Crypto Spells, which is a digital card game that uses cryptocurrency, however that works or means. So yeah, so the game uses that, and so now they're going to be using Force of Will art, and so you can see some of that here with some pandas, some stuff from Grim Cluster and all that, which is super weird seeing the Force of Will art on stuff that's not Force of Will. To be clear, this is not a Force of Will game, anything to do with Force of Will. The only thing it has that's related to Force of Will is the artwork and nothing else. But so yeah, there's that. They have the full, you can look at the full card list at their website, which is, let me double check what the website was. It was pprct.net/cryptospells_card list, and you can see the full list of cards and spot how much Force of Will art you could or see how much Force of Will art you could spot on there, because there's a decent amount. But so yeah, that's coming together. So once again, if you guys were sort of living under a rock, the US Facebook page is officially gone or archived. So this happened over the past week, actually the day after I did the news last week. Robert, the former US head of events, as well as some other people, sort of had a discussion and decided to shut down the page and sort of protest of some of the new company's practices and stuff like that. The Facebook or Force of Will US page was the largest online community outside of the Force of Will official page, although that didn't really have a lot of interaction. Obviously, the Facebook US page had 13,000 members, so that's officially archived now. And shortly after it, the Europe Force of Will Facebook page was completely deleted, and it was unrelated to this, or it could have been related or inspired by this, but Robert himself had nothing to do with that. They were separate. So if you guys want to see the detailed breakdown, you missed it. We did a video last week going over exactly what happened, so I'd highly recommend watching that. Sort of form your own opinions about what happened. And yeah, for now though, or not for now, but for the future permanently, in the description should be a link to the new Facebook group, Force of Will Global, so I'd highly recommend joining that. It's like the US group, except this one's a lot more obviously global, which the US group basically became anyways, and it's really fun so far. It's basically like nothing happened as far as interactions and all that. It's already at 15 or 1600 members, so be sure to join that, share it around for anyone else who wants to join it. But yeah. Lastly, switching to another trading card game, Transformers TCG has had a lot of interesting stuff happening to it recently for the Wave 3 that'll be coming out later on. I haven't covered Transformers in a while, but I figured it's starting to get really interesting, so maybe we'll start covering it again. We'll wait and see. It's really up to Oscar what he does, but basically they're introducing new Transformers that are on the mini cards is one of the things, which I thought was super cool, because currently we have the regular deck with the regular size cards. We've got the giant Transformers cards, which are the giant ones. We got foldable Transformer cards that all combine into a giant Transformer. We have a giant Transformer card, and now we have regular and small size ones. So we have just a whole variety of stuff, and it actually like feels like what a Transformers game would feel like, where you have all this different stuff and different looking things jankily being put together, flipped over, unfolded, just constantly transforming essentially. So I thought that was super cool. I'm pretty excited about that. They're also introducing basically like stealth-like mechanics with some of the cards, and yeah, and as you can see in the image to the side, they're also introducing a launch day event, which will have gold foil editions of promo cards and stuff like that from waves 1, 2, and 3. And so if you want to do this sort of launch day and get these promos, you got to talk to your local store and make sure they get in the promo kit, which will be, I'm not sure everything that entails, but make sure you talk to them, and I'm sure they'll figure out what all needs to be done if you guys want to carry this at your store. If you guys are curious about this and want to see us cover Transformers more, be sure to let us know, and we will start looking into that. But yeah, that's all the news for today. Let us know what you guys think of all that, or if we missed any news, let us know below, and I'll be sure to mention it or pin your comment, what have you. Be sure to check the link in the description below for any other relevant links, including the article version of this news. If you want easy access to some of the stuff I talked about and don't want to scan through this video, the article is the way to go over on tcgscrubs.com. As well as tcgscrubs.com, you can click on the top 8 list to find and go to season 5 to find all of the recent GP top 8 lists and different things like that, because one probably happened that I'm forgetting to mention here, so apologies for that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.